I will test my physical limits, filled with emotion and pride. I will do this to be called Ironman. I will do this for Dad.
The atmosphere on race morning can only be equated to some time when this many gathered to go for something they wanted so bad, knowing that so much could happen to take it away. They are literally in the dark about their immediate future, while David Henn is driven by the limit of his dad's. You could glance in any direction of the transition area and see or hear something you'd never forget. Looking toward David Henn and his father, that happens.
Okay, whatever you do, do.
Start getting ready for
Where is the picture
I love
thing?
you.
I love you. We're with you.
Dear Ironman Committee, I've been active in sports since I was very young. Throughout my life, my father worked very hard to help support our family. Because of that, he was unable to attend most of my athletic activities and never saw me win. He was literally, rooting for me. He goes, I knew you were doing it when you were doing it, and I was thinking about you, and, I was really there with you in spirit. And, that made up for the times when he wasn't there. In 1989, my dad was diagnosed with hepatitis C that currently has no cure. In early 1990, following his diagnosis, my father's condition worsened as the hepatitis caused his liver to fail. They give us 48 hours to find a donor, and you just think in your mind, this is it. There's no way we're going to find anybody in 48 hours, because in order to get an organ, somebody's got to give up an organ. And it was kind of to a point where you had to resign yourself to the fact that I might lose my dad. And it was hard. Just so you know, my dad is one of my heroes. I'm afraid this may be his first and last chance to ever see me compete. And I thought, there's got to be another point in life where I can, be there for him, where I can, do something. You have a goal, and that goal is complete an Ironman with your dad around. And I guess that's the answer. I didn't know whether I could do it, but I've never given up, and my dad never has lost faith or hope in telling me that, you can do whatever you set your mind out to do. And so I guess that's what I chose to do.
David Henn was granted his wish, and now the rest is up to him.
I'll see you at the finish.
Positive thoughts.
The sun illuminates a clear sky, and a procession fills the harbor. This day cuts across so many human levels, so many different reasons. One might say to answer why would take a day, and a day is what they've got. David Henn made it.
Dad!
Go for it. You're doing great.
There comes a time in all our lives when mortality affects the way we live, the way we embrace the day.
You gotta throw this in the back?
David Henn has had that experience, and it brings him here for his dad.
All right, Dad, see ya.
Good change.
I never expected that to happen with my dad being so young. I figured, gosh, we're gonna have infinity together. And all of a sudden, it made me realize how mortal everything was and how short, our time was together.
I guess I had to resign myself to death, really. I'd given away some books, and I'd given away, some things, and called people and said goodbye to them. And it was a very sad time in our lives. The night before my operation, my whole family was in the room, and they were sort of like having, not a party, but a go say goodbye to Jerry party. And I felt like it was a bon voyage, a new journey was opening for me. And the next thing I knew, they prepped me, and wheeled me down to the operating room, and 2 days later I woke up and I felt great.
message which says, "I love you, Dad. Thanks for believing," since I feel it was his strength and courage in dealing with his everyday struggle to live that provided me with the perseverance to strive for higher goals. It means thanks for all the times that you gave up and sacrificed for what we needed, for the times you couldn't do what you wanted to do, for the times that you cared enough to be there in spirit, and just let him know that I care as much for him as he does for me.
When I look at David, I see parts of me, and I think that we have a very good relationship.
The eyes of the world are upon you.
The things that he doesn't say are as powerful as the things that he says. So I think that's the bond that creates the ties that are unbreakable.
And so, after too much time apart, David Henn and his dad come together before it's too late. This is an Ironman for two. The wins battle those like David Henn, who has hours to go.
No complaints here, though. That wind was hell for 50 miles. Hopefully I'll get it all behind me on the way back. Or at least a portion of the way back. All I care about is just a little bit of rest. I need it about now. I still gotta run 26 miles.
Every wave finds a shore to die on. Every tree sometime turns brown. Every cloud dissipates to reveal the blue sky behind it. David Henn never thought that way about his dad, but life suddenly revealed that to him. And now, before it is too late, they celebrate a day of dual commitment.
You're almost done. This is the last easiest one. Hey!
You can never pay back all those days that should have been more cherished. All those times when he said, keep going. But you can try. In the lonely time of the run, you can enjoy the beauty of Hawaii, and if you're David Henn, the beauty of what it would be like.
In my mind, I try to relive the day when I'm coming down to the finish line, and my dad's standing there at the end, just, you know, waving me in.
Knowing how much he's prepared, how much this means to him, I know that he's going to go across that finish line, and I want to be there to see it.
Do you have any doubts about not finishing? Well, about 5 years ago, I was in a race, in a bicycle race, and it was a 70-mile race, and about 55 miles into it, I ran out of gas. And I did. I quit. I dropped out of the race. And it was the worst feeling of my life. And at that point in time, I said to myself, you will never quit again. I will not quit.
It's the official, unofficial motto of the Ironman.
I gotta finish. Dad's waiting at the finish line. Getting closer. It's within striking distance now. Just gotta work through the pain, through all the mental stuff. But I can make it. I gotta make it.
David Henn looks like a man who's been going at it from dawn till dusk. And there it waits for all of them, including David Henn. The finish line for him and his dad. For all the times they never had, they came to Hawaii. For this, may it give them everything they've dreamed.
To see it finish, I think that's going to be a very emotional one and a very precious one for me. This is an opportunity at least to get a piece of life that I missed.
David Henn from San Marcos, California.
39 years worth of emotion that I couldn't give him at a single event prior, that I'm going to just like pour out on that 1 second when, when I cross the finish line and hug him. There's things I want to say to him that I don't remember if I'm going to be able to say it or not, but I think he'll know everything. I think in spirit, whether I say them or not, I think it'll convey everything that, I'm going to accomplish.